the rest of the story. Roger Bonham's bags were packed. His bags were packed and the car was loaded. The tennis racket was jammed in between boxes in the back seat. If there'd been a sign on the side, it would surely have said, "California, here I come." California, Roger's dream, was about to come true. There, the sky was not cloudy all day, and fresh oranges grew in your backyard, and the job market was bursting with opportunity. Roger's brother, most of his friends were there already. California. From the start, he would not be lonely. "Goodbye, Dad," he said. "I'm headed for California." Dad said, "Wait just a minute, not so fast." His father said, "What kind of a job you think you're going to find out there?" Roger, his face beaming with uncontrollable eagerness, answered aircraft, the aircraft business. His brother and his buddies were already in it. They loved it. There was no doubting it was the place to be. Dad said, "Now, just wait a minute, son. There happens to be a company right here in town, and I know it to be a superlatively staffed, well-managed business. I think you ought to look into it first." Roger said, "No way." He said after 4 years of high school and 4 years of college and 2 years of Navy, he'd had enough of other people's ideas. He said the aircraft industry was the future, so he was going to California. But his father was adamant. He insisted. He said, "I'll tell you what, you just go down, look this local place over. And then," he said, "Roger, if you don't like what you see, then you can get back in your car and head west." Well, Roger, reluctantly but obediently, drove his fully packed car to the nearby company. He parked and he put only a half hour's change in the meter. He expected to be right back out. But he went inside, and after filling out an application, he handed it to a woman through a window slot. And he said to the woman, he said, "I'm sure you don't have any openings." And Roger was turning to leave. He was turning to walk out when he heard the woman's voice reply that, "Actually, wait, young man, there is one job that we have not been able to fill." And then Roger was directed upstairs to speak with a gentleman behind a desk. And this was precisely what the lad had feared. A job opening with this local company, and therefore it would be a much more difficult explanation to his father because Roger had made up his mind that he was going to California anyway. Until the man behind the desk spoke. When the man said, "I'm sorry, young man, you're not qualified." Wow. Roger was aghast. Not qualified. Some kind of an accounting job, wasn't it? Well, Roger had taken every college accounting course that there was, and from well-known professors, and he had good grades. "You give me that job," Roger told the man. "You keep me here for 1 month, and if I don't cut it, you don't pay me." The man smiled, gave Roger the job. As it turned out, that third-level foreign consolidation accounting position was more difficult than Roger had expected, but that was in 1949. And today, 40 years later, Roger is still with the company. All because of a slightly bruised 24-year-old ego. Partly, but mostly Roger Bonham Smith. Roger Smith took that job with General Motors, the company which he now runs, because his dad told him to. Now you know the rest of the story.